Hey guys, Yulia here. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different, and this is going to be almost like a 3-day series of me making 3 different wreaths. And what I'm going to be doing in these videos, I'm going to be using a lot of the plants that I grow in my own garden. I did have to buy some of the plants in the store, but most of the plants are from my own garden. So I'm going to be talking about those plants and why you should be planting in landscapes and their different characteristics, and also how you can use them in projects like this. So today's wreath is going to be a beautiful earth tones, warm color wreath. And I do have this grapevine form that I bought from Michael's, and I bought everything on Black Friday, so it was a huge sale. This is a 24-inch form, so it's actually pretty big. Now, the first plant that I'm using for this wreath is, just one second, this miscanthus grass. And word of caution, before you plant this grass in your garden, you should check if it's invasive in your area. It is not invasive in my area, so it's pretty much safe to plant. But the reason why I love this grass and I love to use it in projects is because it does not fly away. The seed heads do not fly away. There are a lot of beautiful grasses that I grow in my own garden, like for example fountain grass or pinacetum, which I love. The seed heads just are completely gone by the end of the fall. It is very fragile grass. There's one grass that is called little blue stem, and it's a gorgeous native grass. And those seed heads stay all winter long. So if you have enough, you can actually make a gorgeous wreath with that. Now the next plant that I have here is this beautiful Nellie Stevens holly. And if you're looking for a reason to plant a holly, any holly that bears fruit like this, I mean, what else is there? Look how gorgeous is this. Now, Nellie Stevens is a large specimen evergreen. So if you're looking for a privacy hedge or maybe a windbreak, it's definitely a great choice if you have enough space for it. It does grow to about 15 to 20 feet tall and about 15 feet wide. So it's a very, very large specimen. If you're looking for something that is similar to this plant, but a little bit on the smaller side, there's Mary Nellie that does almost the same thing that Nellie Stevens does, but much smaller. Now, Nellie Stevens has berries that are kind of orange in color rather than red. So I thought that combining the miscanthus grass with this grapevine wreath and bringing more like a warmer tone rather than like a bright red pop will be really great. Now what I'm going to do first, I'm going to outline this wreath with miscanthus grass and just use a floral wire to kind of go around the wreath. And wreath making is actually rather simple and easy. It's always the same process. You kind of take whatever the plant you're working with and you line it on top of another layer and keep using the floral wire to go around the form to secure it. And I love this grass because it does not fly all over. Now I'm halfway done and it looks beautiful. However, I ran out of grass. So I'm going to go outside and cut some more. You know, it's starting to look so pretty already. And every time I put just one type of material on my wreaths, I'm like, that's it. That's all it needs. I don't need anything else. It's gorgeous. absolutely beautiful. Look at this. It's like a big fluffy cloud. Isn't this beautiful? Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, so the grass is done. It's all tucked in here. So what I'm going to do next is add the holly. Just kind of like tuck it in there. I may remove these tails right here. I kind of like them, but I think it's just too much foliage for this wreath. So look at this. I have the floral wire hanging there. I just left it because I'm going to go around again. But look at this, it looks so pretty. So what I also bought for this wreath, which I don't have in my garden because this is not hardy to our area, which is magnolia. And my thought was that this is so fluffy and ephemeral that I needed some sort of like a bolder texture leaf, and this magnolia was just perfect. And on top, I'm going to put some pine cones because it's going to be so pretty. Okay, so I went around with the holly branches and I put them in. And first I was going to call this wreath grass wreath, but I think it's going to be a holly wreath because there's just so many berries. And I did try out some of the magnolia leaves already and some pine cones. So I think what I'm going to do next is kind of like tuck in a couple of magnolia leaves. It's starting to get really full. And I actually didn't expect how big this is going to be. But we have a very large front door, so the scale is actually perfect. So what I'm going to do next is tuck in more of the magnolia leaf. And magnolia leaves are so pretty, you guys. And that velvety under, the texture under the leaf, so soft. So actually, I did not use a wire for the holly. First, I started to use a wire again and just go around the wreath. But it actually, you can just tuck it in without any wire because this is a grapevine form. So there's a lot of like voids where you can just stick things in. So let's see, go like this. So I was looking for a little bit of a bolder texture in the leaf. And what I'm trying to do not to cover a lot of berries, because when you start to layer things on top of each other, you're actually covering the previous layer, which is, in case of the grass, is okay. It was a lot of it, so it needed to be covered. But right now with the leaves, I'm going to be really careful not to cover the beautiful berries. All right, guys, so this is actually day number 2 because I got interrupted yesterday with a work phone call, which lasted for an hour, which, happens, and it's okay. But in the meantime, I finished the wreath, and it looks so pretty. I finished with the magnolia leaves and also the pine cones. And I actually tried it out in the front door, and it looks so beautiful. The scale is just right. So what I'm going to do next, I'm actually going to use a hairspray to set everything in place. I usually use Wilt Stop. I don't have any on hand right now, but when I went to get my magnolia leaves in the store, the florist recommended that I use hairspray. And she basically said, hairspray clogs the pores of plants and keeps them nice and moist, and also will keep the grass in place, which I thought was a really great tip. But what I wanted to say, that this video is not a how to make a wreath. It's more like what else you can use in your wreaths this time of year that you can take from your garden and make something different and something unusual. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, this first of 3 videos that are coming up. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye.